Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over the cryptocurrency market. It's a very, very boring market, as most of you probably know. Is that it's one of the things I was talking about in previous videos. Time-based capitulation. It's just going to wear people out. It's going to wear them out. But you can see I have something on here on my screen. Now, do I know if that's real or not? But who knows? This guy talks about getting 50K, put in penny stocks, lost it, and then he got another 70K from his parents, put it back into some options within 2 months. He lost it. Okay, here's the deal. I know mostly men watch this channel. And I think there's a lot of men. The age group that watches my channel most is from 20 to 35. Now, some of the shoddiest advice that I did not, no, I'm going to say shoddiest, some of the advice that I did not get when I was a young man in my 20s playing around in the stock market and doing things. I got a lot of bad advice. There was a lot of lame fucking leaders in my life, you could say. So the deal is, the best thing that I could say that I wish that I would have really understood when I was 20s and I'm in a market like cryptocurrency, don't try to run the race and make all your money before the age of 30. Don't go with that mindset. That's kind of the mindset I think a lot of guys got trapped into. I know that I did. Because the race for you as a man, and this is geared towards men because mostly men watch this channel, is this. The race doesn't end for you. It just keeps going on. And a man's value continues to go up. Okay. So don't think you're going to miss out on anything as a 20-something-year-old man or even a young 30-year-old man, because you know why? You're not. And if you do it right, and see, I have a son that's doing this right now too. He's going to be 24 next month, guys. So here's the deal. Just have a focus on time frames beyond 30, even 35. Look at 40 or 45. And so you don't make these decisions. These try to get quick, rich decisions like this guy did right here. Okay. Doesn't put his age on there. I'd be willing to guess he's probably in his 20s or his early 30s. More than likely. All right. So that's the best advice I could think of get. Don't try to run the race, make $1 million before you're 30 years old. Could it happen? It could. Just remember, as a man, your value is going to continue to go up beyond 30, beyond 35, and beyond 40. And even beyond that too, guys, 45, 50. So don't worry about that. That's my best suggestion over there for something like that. It could go on for you, okay? So Bitcoin, we're over Bitcoin. Look at that. Look at Bitcoin. What has it done? Nothing. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's just gone sideways in some sort of nasty, either it's a B wave or some sort of X wave. And what's going to be going on with this Bitcoin? Somewhere down here, probably, guys. Somewhere down here. This is certainly a corrective. There's nothing bullish about that at all. There's nothing bullish about that. I'm trying to make this positive. Well, the positive news is that once it gets down here into this area, that's when you want to start checking this out. Okay. So, you want to break down Bitcoin. What's it going to do over here? I have no idea, guys, until that wave takes off. Okay. A lot of people are going to just assume that's a bull run, and it could be. I mean, more than likely, the probability is just pointing towards another bullish sequence again, and it goes into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, et cetera. That will take 2, 3, 4 years, however long that takes. But remember, you can't rule out some sort of massive corrective bounce in this area. Either way, it doesn't matter, because you can play that bounce. And then if Bitcoin's going down, you can do, if you miss this on the shorts, over here will be an opportunity to make more on shorts if perhaps Bitcoin is going to bounce and then do something like that. Okay. The 2-week, I'm going to go over the 2-week. A lot of people are going over that monthly chart. And the monthly chart does not look good, but that is only one piece of evidence for Bitcoin, guys. But nothing's changed on the 2-week MACD. It's still right there trying to make a bullish cross coming down into this area. You have bullish divergence on the 2-week. Take a look at the 1 week from that low point in this area, and it's come around, has that bullish divergence. So it's slowing up in momentum in this area. It's slowing up in momentum right down this way, guys. So, and looking at the 1 week chart and the 2-week chart on Bitcoin, it looks really, really good. It came up, it tagged that area right there. Okay. you see generally that area, and then it's going to be coming back down. So a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type move down here to that area. 14,000, maybe low 15s or as high as high 13s. Do want to go over the overall structure for you on Bitcoin, guys. So there's some talk about like an $8,000 Bitcoin. Okay. For one, it's not going to happen now, in my opinion. The reason why is that this type of structure that you have right here, it'll come down, it'll be within some type of trend line within that. The probability of it from here and going back down like that is very low. Okay. This is a descending wedge. And can it break out of there and go lower a little bit? It could, but the probability of that happening, in my opinion, is low. For those that want an 8,000 or lower Bitcoin, this is really going to have to do a retrace, more than likely at a minimum, a 38% retrace in this area, back up this way, and then start making its way back down there. Okay. I've said in previous videos, those are new to my channel, new subscribers. I do appreciate you too. That join the channel is if Bitcoin is really below the 13.8 to 12,000 area, you know, if you have weekly candle bodies down in this area, that's really not a good signal for Bitcoin overall. Okay, that's the reality of it. It seems like, oh, it's just cheap, cheap, cheap. So, you know, as an example, it's like when you're doing trading. So I use Elliott waves, not to really trade them. I'll trade second waves. You see a good second wave, right? So there's an asset. It went up into a wave 1. It's coming back down into a wave 2, like so, right? And you're picking it up right here, okay? Right here, but you're putting your stop right there, just as an example for you guys, right? And you want to get that wave. However, you know, why do you have the stop there? Because it can do what? It can do that. So now it broke the low, and this is no longer a 1. It's probably some sort of connector wave or something like that, and then it breaks the low. It's the similar situation with Bitcoin right here, okay? It's a similar situation with Bitcoin over here. So you can say, you know, it does have, you could say this is some type of wave 1, possibly all the way up to there, and then this is coming in for a wave 2, okay? The issue and the reality of it is this wave 2 can go all the way back down here too. However, that's going to take years. That's going to be years for it to do something like that, because this wave and then a correction and then come back down into this wave to get over here. Okay. So you're looking at some pretty long time frames for Bitcoin, guys. You really are. But the problem I have with it down here is, how is this going to affect all the long-term holders up here and those that are over in this area and down here, when this is down below a critical area of 12,000 and also 10,000. That would be my concern. What's going to be going on with it? So you really don't want to see it do that. I think the probability for Bitcoin right now into this wedge is to hit an area of about 13 to 13, low 13s to as high 14s. Okay. That's how I'm looking at it. And in the meantime, Bitcoin's going to wander its way down there. Then you want to take a look at coins, and you want to look at the rest of the markets to get an idea, you know, the DXY, the VIX possibly, or any other type of market or for example, that you use to get a gauge on an asset. Okay. So as an example, here's Aave. Aave is a pretty decent coin. It's in the DeFi space. I think Aave is going to do pretty well in the next bullish sequence. It's still around. It's still doing what it's supposed to do, and I think the CFI has just got blown up, as most of you already know. But asset like Aave with limited supply can do pretty well. But with Aave over here, it's in this area, and obviously the low for Aave is 46.03, and if Aave is able to maintain that 46.03 when Bitcoin finishes up its sequence, you know, you're going to be better off being in a coin like this than you are, say, even a Cardano, because Cardano hasn't established itself as forming a bottom yet, guys. It hasn't. Okay. It just hasn't. So you want Cardano and get in that sequence, run it, and then, you know, pick it up onto another wave. So just as an example, just using Aave, guys. Okay. Can Aave hold that? You know, it's really, if Bitcoin, depending on how far Bitcoin is going to be dropping, it's going to really depend on that with Aave. Just using it as an example. I know most people, if I post a video on Aave, nobody even watches it. But I'm just using that as an example. So other coins looking at, here's a left zero that I'm paying attention to. There's a Barn Bridge I'm paying attention to. Okay. That you want to have a strategy to get in there and get into these coins before the rip. Chili's is another one, guys. Chili maintain that low. Chili's is actually looking pretty good. You know, you see how deep in the oversold territory that Chili's is on that wave. So right now, Chili's is in an area where I'm going to be seeing what's going to be going on with Chili's, because this is probably a third wave. It's coming back around and completing some sort of fifth wave. And that's a pretty deep correction for Chili's if it did a wave one over here. If this is a wave one and Chili's is prepping to do a wave three, it'll maintain that low. It'll maintain that 8 cent, that 0.01 8 cent low, guys. So other coins that I'm looking at, Phantom is still doing okay. You want to keep your eye on Phantom too. If Phantom's going to break the 16-cent low, okay? And then other coins that other people, Caspa is another one. Caspa is you know, whenever Caspa is finished with this correction, Caspa is going to probably be pretty bullish over here, guys. Okay. I still haven't found anything wrong with it on the fundamental side with Caspa. KDA is another one that you really want to see KDA hang on to that 79, 78 cents low. Here's Lido is another one. I was, you know, watching Lido and trying to determine when it's going to be a good area for Lido to get in there. But is this going into a fourth wave? You know, this is all just an estimated guess at the point with Lido, but then it's going to come down. But the thing that I like about Lido, guys, is that this right here came up into a wave, and this is making a nice B wave. This is your typical, once this is all said and done, you know, whenever this is done, Lido will probably be having an ABC just like that. And this right here, I don't plan on missing that. Okay? I don't plan on missing that, because this over here was a 560%, and you're probably going to get a shot of something in similar over there, guys. I'm not going to miss that. Okay? That'll even happen. That will happen even if I don't want to say the markets are bearish, but you know, Bitcoin won't need to do too much for that to happen with Lido. I don't think so. I don't think so. Luxo is another one. It came down. I'm paying close attention to it, and there was its box on Lido that I was looking at, or not Lido, but Luxo, and it came down, just barely missed my box, and then now it's doing something over there. I still am trying to suss that out to figure out what's going on with Lido. Okay. Did it finish there, or is it coming up to make some weird fourth wave? Don't know yet, but remains to be seen. So I don't think you're going to miss anything by going into Luxo right now, guys. Matic is another one that's been popular. This was for those that were actually paying attention to the markets. There was a 200%. If you're up there, is 250% from the June low, and Matic is still in this area. I'm still just paying attention to Matic, what it's going to do, and where's it going to drop to, okay, when Bitcoin drops. So I'm still looking at possible 68, maybe as low as 62 cents, and then maybe even 53 cents for Matic. But I still suspect that Matic, at some point, once it susses itself out over here and the crypto market, Bitcoin makes a bottom, then Matic's going to make that move right up there. So for those that are new to my channel, you will have another opportunity, more than likely, with Matic. Metis is another one. As long as Metis holds on to low right there, you know, in my opinion, it'd be pretty good. It'll be even better for Metis if it holds on to that low in this area, and then it can go off and do another wave over there. This is a really good coin too. Has limited supply, lower supply. If you take a look at the coins, for the most part, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee, but if they have limited supply, they're doing a little bit better than those that don't. Okay, just go ahead and take a look at the coins that, like Phantom as a layer one. think Phantom is a layer one. I think so, isn't it? Don't hold me to that. I think that it is, but Phantom has a little bit lower supply at 8% or thereabouts. So that's pretty decent for Phantom. Morpheus is another one that I'm looking at. Well, why? Because Morpheus is in a bullish sequence. So the odds are that what I'm saying is that in the times that we're in right now, bearish times is what we're in right now in the cryptocurrency market and a whole bunch of uncertainty, you probably don't want to put your eggs into assets that haven't clearly decided where their bottom is going to be, like Near Protocol. Okay. Near Protocol decided to sell off pretty bad. And I'm going to have a target of $1.13 for Near Protocol. And more than likely, Near Protocol might have an 80-cent target, guys, at 886 on that wave correction that it did, correcting this whole wave back over here. So Near Protocol, more than likely, guys, in my opinion, is going to retrace almost the whole leg from where it started over there. Okay. So what I'm saying is that Near Protocol needs to find the bottom. And the other coin we just went off with, it's looking like Morpheus has found that bottom. Okay. So plan accordingly, get yourself into better assets. Quant is another one looking at. People going over this head and shoulder patterns. Head and shoulder patterns work on fifth waves. Okay. All right. I'm not going to go into detail with that, but when you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's going to correct in an ABC, that's where head and shoulders work. Okay. So I'm not concerned with a head and shoulder pattern yet with quant. Okay. So quant down here. And maybe this is the wave, and it'll finally get down to 1.61899 into this area, guys. Let me put that box up to 1.618 like that is the area. I'm going to start looking at quant again for another run. All right, guys. So those are just some of the coins. Trust Wallet is doing exactly what I suspect it would be doing. Came down in this massive third wave, bounced. Okay, got sucked back up, and now it's just wandering its way back down, probably to that trend line, that significant trend line. You could put it on there. It started in May of 22, touch, and then touching in this area, came down and touch, and then that's the area that I would be scoping on Trust Wallet. And are you going to make gains, like huge gains in Trust Wallet? Probably not. Probably not. But you want to make sure you're in coins that are already in a bullish sequence and haven't broken that sequence. Okay. So I'm saying is that, okay, I'd rather make 80% or maybe 90% or even 50% in Trust Wallet than sitting around and waiting for Near Protocol to go bullish, if that makes sense. Okay. Because you could wait for a long time for that to happen. All right, guys, that's the end of my video. It's a pretty boring day, and I'm just trying to keep you guys pumped up, looking at the future with it, because just going through the crypto market and going through Twitter, there's just a lot of people that are just like, trying to pump up people in such a way where it's not not reality, like just saying, hey, what's Bitcoin going to be at the next cycle? Is it going to be 100,000? It's going to be 120,000. It's going to be 170,000. Who cares? That's the way I see it, guys. Who cares? Because look, at the end of the day, okay, at the end of the day, right here, let's say Bitcoin comes down here, and all it is going to do is like somewhere between 38 to a 50%, 38 to a 50. So you're looking at 85%. If it gets up to 50 or 55, just if Bitcoin is going to make a move like this, guys, you should be able to make a nice ton of money in the altcoin market. Okay. If you plan appropriately and start laying out that potential plan now, while other people are not. They're just going to be like, Bitcoin's bottom. Let's hope that it's going to be going to 100K or 120K in the next cycle, And the other thing you want to be aware about that, guys, is that could take a long time. Okay. Let's assume right now that Bitcoin can go to 120K in the next cycle, right? Let's assume that. Well, Bitcoin's going to have to go up into a wave 1, right? Just like so, let's say up to 36K, and it's going to have to correct and do a multi-month correction in a wave 2, probably somewhere back down near the start of wave 1. And then this wave 3 is what's going to launch it up to, probably be on all-time highs, let's say 75 or maybe 80. There's going to be a multi-month potentially. It could be a short correction, and then it could probably launch up to something like that. Okay, so this is probably a little bit too much time. Let's say 20, end of, that's way too much time. I'm just going on the time here. This is like too much time. January, November, end of 23, a multi-month back down into, let's say May of 24. It launches out of there. November, let's say June, May of 25, maybe potentially something like that, and a fourth wave that's short, something like that, and then going up to summer. Just use the time and just get a general gauge, So like, here's your capital, and then if you're going to hodl and wait through all that, now you're looking at, 2024, 2025-ish, maybe even 2026 to get something like this, right? To get let's say 7x, which is massive. Those are massive gains, right? But you're going to be able to do the 7x in the altcoin market right here. Okay, you'll be able to get that right there from let's say February of 23 to the end of 23, or maybe the beginning of 2024. Think about it like that. Just plan accordingly. Use your risk mitigation strategies, like stop losses, etc. Like in a trading scenario right here, I'm going to use this. Here's your wave 1. It's coming back down for wave 2, right? So you come back down for wave 2. So it went up into wave 1. You sell it, and you will have bearish divergence that most people will not pay attention to. You, on a wave like this, you will have bearish divergence from wave 3 to wave 5, telling you to exit, giving you the exit signal, and then this is going to happen. And then you could either short, if you want to get even, make money on the way down, you can short this on the way down. It's not going to go straight down. It's going to go down and then probably up and then back down and end up over here like that. Okay. And then you take your capital and you make it there, and then you go back up again onto that third wave. But remember the strategy, what it is like that wave, and then it comes back down, and you put money in this area, and there's your stop over in that area. If it breaks it, that's telling you to get out, and you just exit, and you don't get married to coins. You just get out of them and just say, forget it. You didn't do what I thought the probabilities were. The probabilities didn't turn out in my favor. The trade went sour, so I exit and I divorce the trade. I divorce the coin. Okay? If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor. Drop a like. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.